the Atomic KAS. I am your host, Combat All-Star. Today, we're going to be talking about the Raw before Night of Champions. Now, if you guys missed it, it was a pretty good Raw. They had a good rundown, a good card. There was some filler in the middle, like there always is. But what are you going to do? 3-hour show? They should really cut it down to 2 hours and just have an awesome show all the way around. But I digress. Highlights of the show I want to talk about. First one, New Day dancing with Vince and Stephanie McMahon was pretty awesome. What a great way to kick off the show, and a great fun way to kick off the show. They also announced a lot of things that were happening on the card to keep people watching. Sting wrestling for the first time in a Raw, at a Monday Night Raw was pretty huge. The Divas title being on the line was one of the other things that they were talking about. And it made out to be a good Raw. There was a few surprises too. You had Kevin Owens in there, and he got a title shot for the Intercontinental Championship, which is awesome because I think he'd be a great IC champ. Ryback, he hurts people. And I mean, aside from what CM Punk said months ago about him hurting him several times, I've watched matches and saw him botch moves and hurt people. So I mean, that's not a good champion in my book. He needs some training, some more training. He needs to practice a little bit more. Maybe go back to the tag team. Him and Curtis Axel, that was an amazing tag team. They're not doing anything with Curtis Axel, so they might as well form back up. Tag team division is very strong. I could see them doing good things in the tag division right now. Dudley's are back. I mean, there's all kinds of coaching, all kinds of things that would be good. I mean, if they were to form a tag team again, they'd have instructions. They could work some matches with the Dudley Boys, get some pointers. I mean, it's a good time for the tag division. So they should go ahead and do that. Take that strap off of him, give it to Kevin Owens. Also, they had Charlotte versus Nikki Bella for the Divas title, and we all knew how that was going to turn out. Nikki, she won. It was a pretty good match. Charlotte carried the match, as we all suspected. Nikki Bella was just... Every time there's a match with the Bellas, the match gets watered down because you don't want to outshine the Bellas. Charlotte tried, but she failed. She definitely outshined Nikki, and you could tell. She was doing regular moves, good moves, and Nikki Bella was just not doing it. I mean, she wasn't. And it was unfortunate how they ended the match. I mean, we all know about WWE's beef with AJ Lee and how, not really beef, but just kind of their... I mean, for lack of a better word, they're kind of hatred towards CM Punk because of everything that went down, and then they took it out on AJ a little bit. That's why she left, and then now they're trying to just kind of erase her from the history books by having Nikki be the longest reigning Divas title. So that was that. I mean, we knew how it was going to turn out. I'm really hoping that Charlotte actually wins that title at Night of Champions. That'd be awesome, and they maybe change that belt to something else. That butterfly belt is so disrespectful to women, in my opinion. I mean, you compete, you put your body on the line, and you get a butterfly. Seriously, not even gold, but that's a whole nother thing. I can't wait till Night Champions to see that. Sting wrestled his first match. It was a pretty awful match. I feel like Sting was holding back. Maybe we didn't want to get hurt because his match is 6 days away. We all saw what Sting could do against that match with Triple H at WrestleMania. We also saw his whole career in TNA, so we know the man can go. But I don't know what was going on in this match in particular, but it wasn't a good match. Well, I thought Seth Rollins was going to come out and save it, but it ended up turning into a tag match. And it was pretty good because Cena basically carried the match. I mean, he's the workhorse. He's been improving leaps and bounds over the past 6 months. So kudos to you, Mr. Cena. I still don't like you. I think your gimmick is corny. But my son likes you, and you can work a match. So, not too shabby. A lot better than Randy Orton, I can say. So, I mean, that was a pretty good match. Big Show, I never like to see him wrestle. I don't care what anyone says. The man is slow. He's not as athletic as he used to be. He stinks of the joint every time he's there. And I'm tired of seeing him. He should retire. So him versus Sting before the match became a tag match, I think was a bad idea. I really felt like he should be going against someone else. I mean, there's plenty of people out there that can take care of a legend like Sting and put on a great match. I mean, there's the Dolph Zigglers of the world, the Bray Wyatts. There's so many other avenues they could have explored, but they went to go with someone that Sting was more comfortable with, I feel like. In Big Show, because they worked a lot of matches over in WCW, but it wasn't a good match, and I felt like it would have been a lot better if they would have just went with someone else. My personal opinion. Someone younger, like a Seth Rollins. So, just my opinion though. Anyway, all in all, it was a good match. I wanted to talk about Raw because it's the Raw right before Night of Champions, and we all know that the Raw before and after a big pay-per-view is always a pretty good Raw because they have to build up the pay-per-view, and then after the pay-per-view they have to start new storylines. So we always get good stuff before and after pay-per-views. So wanted to kind of talk about it. What did you guys think of Raw? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment below, subscribe, talk to me on Twitter at Combat All-Star or at Quantum VFX, co-managed by the team. You know who they are if you watch the Combat All-Star show. And until next time, so